Hello, my friends, and welcome back. In this world of propaganda that we live in, especially because of what's happening in Ukraine, we are continuously, our opinions are forming opinion makers. That means, they have to steer your preferences and your ideas in certain directions. But nevertheless, let's use euphemisms. When they report, I'm talking about Ukraine war. When they report something, you have to look at the euphemisms and the patterns. When you find the patterns and then the euphemisms, you could deduct that it's something else over there than they really say. Something more important or, how should I put it, more extreme. In this case, they've been telling us that, Ukraine is doing great. The Russians are losing every second, all the time. Their losses are fantastic. The sanctions work. Russia is isolated. Putin is sick, is going to die in 3 minutes and 25 seconds, and so on. All these things are over there. But then, little by little, some information trickle that tells otherwise. For instance, the Russians are not losing because you can take a map and easily follow one by one where the war is right now, from where it started and where it is now. And you can clearly, factually observe and reach the conclusion that the Russians are moving westward. So they're not losing. They're losing. Personnel. They're losing. Weapons. They lose all kind of things. That's true. That's true. But overall, the thing goes good for them because they're advancing. Losses will be, what do you think, it's going to be a magic wand, bonk, and then they will be where? In, as I said, Portugal already? No. So when they tell you this, and then you look at Ukrainians keep having victories. Victory here, victory there. Kiev, they couldn't take Kiev. They didn't even try. Let's go by that. The fact that they went around, kept them over there, and then went back. Was there any major war that you found out? It was, no, just encircled it, stayed a little bit there, and said, okay, we keep your army here, and we take care of your buddies over there. That was the whole plan, or at least part of it. I don't know the whole plan. I take that back. But nevertheless, so then they tell you all kind of things. Russia is isolated. How is Russia isolated? It's doing business with the rest of the world except 12 countries. I'm not talking about the whole European Union plus Australia, blah, 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 Japan, and United States. Nah. If you take them and you count them, I don't know if there are 20 countries that are really not allowed to do business with Russia. Not allowed by two guys. There's two. It's United States and Great Britain. Great Britain is the messenger here in Europe. United States is the big boss over there who dictates everything and then is going to slap you around with blackmail and threats. So what is this article all about? Is an American general admitting that the situation in Ukraine is actually not doing well or good for the Ukrainians, and we need to do something great. So they're up the sanctions, like the seventh sanction set of sanctions or something in Europe, six, I think it is. They want the seventh, and then they send all kind of weapons, starting from this to this to this to this to this, and now they say, man, it's still losing. They need more. Now, I don't know if they really lose, but this guy need to provide them so they can make a profit and test their weapons or what. Or they're losing and these guys really have to do something and it's kind of like impossible. But hard. The Hill. This is from The Hill on June 15, 2022. Austin warns of, and I'm quoting, pivotal moment in Ukraine war, urges allies to help. What pivotal? Pivotal is when something does from this to this. So it turns. So it's a turning moment. What are you talking about? That means the Russians are losing? if the Russians are losing, because as of now they won all the time, I mean, they advance, right? Then why do you urge for help? If things are going well, don't change anything, right? So the things that the Ukrainians were losing, and what's the pivotal? Now the Russians are winning? I think that's what it is. But how were we know the Russians were not losing. So I think he's just saying, hey guys, it's up over there. We need to up our game here because these guys are going to be annihilated. That's what I read. But we'll see. Defense Secretary Lloyd Austin on Wednesday said Kiev faces, and I'm quoting, a pivotal moment in its fight with Russia, highlighting recent military aid sent to Ukraine by Western allies while pressing countries to send even more. Ukraine is currently struggling to keep Russia from laying claim on its easternmost region and industrial heartland known as the Donbas, and has ramped up its pleas for more Western help with heavy weapons. So basically, those guys are almost ready to sign the paper after the contract was put in place, which means we conquered everything. We're about to draw the line here, and that's done. And these guys like, we can't let that happen. That's the final, final countdown. Europe, no, it's the final, the pinnacle, the end. What are you gonna do? So he's like, let's do it. The last hooray, the last strike, I guess. And I'm quoting: everyone here is acutely aware of the dangers that the Ukraine faces as Russia renews its reckless assault on the Donbass. It's not reckless. I think the Russians were very calculated. That's why they didn't jump like that. Not because they couldn't. They could have fired all their arsenal and flattened Ukraine in 3 hours. They went methodically. Pop, 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 but whatever. He knows best. Austin Powell. Lloyd Austin. Anyway, so everyone here is acutely aware of the dangers that Ukraine faces as Russia renews its reckless assault on the Donbass, Austin said at a news conference in Brussels after a meeting with officials from nearly 50 countries that gathered for the third meeting of the Ukraine Defense Contact Group. 50 countries out of 193. Thank you very much. That's a minority. The world community supports the, yeah. And then I'm quoting again. When you're in a fight, you can never get enough. You always want more. You always believe that you need more, and I have been that. Blah blah blah. So yeah, he was with Rambo in Rambo 1, Rambo 2, Rambo 3. You remember when Rambo was killing all the Russians in Rambo 3? I think in Afghanistan, he was over there too, tying Rambo's shoes. Yeah, he saw that too. I'm pretty sure you saw that too. Did he look in the mirror? Yeah, okay. Then he knows why certain things happen for him. The Biden administration and he said, so I certainly understand where the Ukrainians are coming from, and we're going to fight hard to give them everything they need. They need nuclear weapons, will you give them? No. The Biden administration on Wednesday announced a new $1 billion security assistance. Good for them. And they're going to give them some high mobility artillery rocket system, HMARS, munitions, 18 more howitzers, technical vehicles, 36 rounds, blah, 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 blah. Yeah, so they're going to give them everything. Good, good. Give them more. As I said, there will not be enough Ukrainians to operate all these things by the time they get there. And when they're going to get there, you know what's going to happen? We're going to find out that maybe there are already some, I posted a video regarding that, some Americans trainers that train the Ukrainians how to use the American push this button, turn this wheel, use the joystick, and put the thing over there or whatever. It's unbelievable. And they just stay over there and they just tell them what to do. Yeah, you do that now. Yes, sure, yes. Please, Igor, do that. Yeah, no, Ivan, stop. No, Victor. That's what they do. And they don't have any, no. And the Russians they're in the front line. That's how the article said. So the Russians are shooting at them, and these advisors just calmly stay there and tell them, no, I'm not going to touch anything. I'm not allowed by international law. We're not involved. I'm just here to help you, to train you, and to tell you what to do. Okay. Do you believe this? Well, good luck. I don't. Thank you. Obviously, right? Well, I think the pivotal moment happened about a week ago when I said before the past weekend, when I said that things are happening, when I saw the mass media switching a little bit, and I saw a little bit of criticism from some world leaders, allies, including Biden and Zelensky. Remember that run in with, we warned you about the invasion. No, you didn't. Yes, I did. But he didn't want to hear about it. So, these things would have not been before this, but something happens. They're going to dropping like a hot potato. Hop, 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 hop. Go, Zelensky. And if Zelensky is not going to, and he will, if these guys are telling him you need to contact the Russians and engage in peace process, he's going to do it, because if he's not going to do it, he's going to have a heart attack, or he's going to have a stroke, or simply he's just going to be, I don't know, going back to comedy, if you know what I mean. And they're going to have another person in front of a TV with charisma. Not that this guy has, because he looks like a weasel too, but not, whatever. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just pivotal moment.